Good early morning. It is Monday, November 28th, 2022. How's everyone out there today? 2 words. Mike White. Yes, indeed. The move paid off million. Now, I know it was the crummy Chicago Bears who, were lost. First of all, we know Justin Fields didn't play today with the separated shoulder and everything. But it's like, why they had him listed as day-to-day and why the Bears even tried. If you have a separated shoulder, who cares if it's throwing or not? When you're a mobile quarterback, you're bound to get hit. Okay, so to even think about trying to have him play, especially when your season's lost, like, why are you trying to play, man? Jeez. But anyway, the Jets went in there and took care of business, 31-10 over a lost Chicago Bears team. Although the Jets trailed 10-7 in the second quarter, from that point on, they just took the game over, 24 consecutive points, and they just, and it was Mike White's day. And Robert Saleh, please, if we want to be a relevant playoff team, in this home stretch with 6 games to go, 4 of which on the road, you stick to Mike White. And we have been calling for this all year. We have said, go with Mike White. Now, I understand with Zach Wilson, we were winning games, but, we still have to remember the fact he wasn't throwing 200-something yard games. He wasn't doing it, And the moment he did, he threw 3 interceptions. See the first Patriot game. Now, obviously unlike 1994, where, a very painful play sunk the Jets for the rest of the year, the Jets rebounded big time. But now, here's this. Yesterday now, in beating the Chicago Bears, this was 4 of the final 6 games for the Jets are against teams with winning records and that are in the playoffs hunt right now. The only in Minnesota, Buffalo, then you have Seattle and you have Miami. But then the 2 losing teams are Detroit, who, albeit, should be on a 4-game winning streak right now. And then you got Jacksonville just before Christmas. But I'll say this, though. Just everything clicked today. Everybody was outstanding. And, Mike White, what was he, 22 of 28 or something like that? 315 passing yards, no turnovers. That is what we've waited for. Zach Wilson, you can't say. Zach Wilson has only basically took command of 1 game, and that was the 4th quarter of the Steelers game. Outside of that, Zach Wilson has had to do very minimal, for the Jets to win the games that they were winning. Oh, and by the way, another thing, that coin toss thing, which, up till today was predicting, all the Jet games. The Jets were picked to lose this game according to that stupid coin. What happened? What happened today? Now, and you know what Mike White did today that Zach Wilson hasn't done? Okay? He got all of the offense involved. Everyone made a country. Garrett Wilson, of course, was the star. 2 touchdowns, a couple of big plays there. Elijah Moore, who became the modern day Keyshawn Johnson in getting me the ball, he caught a touchdown pass today. Ty Johnson had a run of 32 for a touchdown. Who is this Jordan Knight guy who led the team in rushing? Who got elevated up to the 53-man roster. Everybody had a part today. Everyone had a nice play. Conklin, you name it, they made a play. Corey Davis came back. He didn't do anything today. He had a catch for like 9 yards, led to a first down. But outside of that, everybody contributed on the offense. The defense took a little time to get going, but they did their job, getting the timely stops and everything, beating up Trevor Siemian. It just, all around, it was a great effort. It was an A effort against a crappy team. And it had to get done. But now we look ahead. It's not something you just say and look ahead to the Vikings. The Jets are now back in a playoff position with the Patriots losing on Thursday night to the Vikings, said Viking team. Now We're back into the 7th race because now, here's the thing with the Jets. They cannot afford to lose any positioning because you can't be neck and neck. The problem is with the Jets, you cannot be neck and neck with teams right now. Baltimore owns the tiebreak on them. Cincinnati owns the tiebreak. New England owns the tiebreak. So all these teams that surrounded right now, a lot of it is against the Jets. They're going to have to finish with a better record outright if they, want the stronger chance at making the playoffs. They need to have that better record outright, or else, because a lot of things in the conference are against them. The Jets are 7-4 right now, and 5 of those wins are in the conference. 2 of them are in the division. In the wild card race, your conference record is a big asset in addition to the division. The conference record, in which the Jets are 5-4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because we haven't lost to the NFC. Because we played Chicago, we played Green Bay, and we have yet to see Detroit, and then Minnesota we see next weekend. So, and then Seattle. I forgot about that. We see Seattle. So it's gonna be a long road ahead. They gotta win the games they need to win, especially in the conference more than anything. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Bills game in 2 weeks gets flexed to Sunday night, and I hope it does. I really hope the Bills game, and looking at the schedule, it wouldn't surprise me if it does. The Jets have not been on NBC in 10 years, since the butt fumble game that they seemingly have never, ever seemingly forgiven the Jets for, the butt fumble. I thought the Patriot game, when they played the Patriots last week, should have been on NBC. Well, good thing it wasn't. But, they want guys that'll ratings. That's why they go after the usual suspects. That's what they tend to do. But it's not, the Jets are out there proving themselves to be something. That's what they're doing. They're 7-4, surprising everybody in the league. They have a win-now defense. They have an offense that's rallied around the backup quarterback, who we've seen before, and at times have cried for. Have been clamoring up for. And finally, we did it. I don't know why Robert Saleh didn't play him starting in the second half of the New England game last week. We let 2 games to the Patriots slip away that we should have won and didn't, or else we'd be in a much better spot. We had Zach Wilson got hurt. We had Joe Flacco, who went 1-2 and theoretically should have been 0-3. If Nick Chubb wasn't so dumb in the second game of the year, and of course everything else that just happened to fall into place in that game in Cleveland. The Jets were lucky they weren't 0-3 to start the year. And then Zach, and then the team was winning around despite the rotation of the offensive line that was happening. We were winning games, and it's almost like we were overseeing. It was almost like Zach Wilson's lack of stats were an oversight. But now, his mistakes, became glaring, especially in the losses against the Patriots. But then refusing to take the accountability is what got him in the hot water that, ended in help being inactive for today's game. But listen, we saw the performance today. Mike White has to be the quarterback going forward. For as long as this team is still alive and in the playoff hunt, you play Mike White. Okay? And for all we know, this could be the end of Zach Wilson. I mean, I don't know, a rookie contract is 3 years, but this could be the end of Zach Wilson in New York. You go from BYU, the conservative college in Utah, to the bright lights of New York City. That's what you're doing. And you're going to shine. And I don't know if he's just trying to be stout with the New York media or what, but man, New York, they will chew you up and spit you out. That's what they do. But nonetheless, I mean, Mike White. It's Mike White's team now, okay? If we want to do, we have to go into Minnesota. They're 9-2. The likes of the Eagles and the Cowboys beat them, and I'm not expecting anything. The Jets could be a good road team all they want, and then they really, they've been successful on the road, New England notwithstanding. But at the same time, put their best foot forward. They have a defense you can trust. Their big project is going to be Dalvin Cook. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, get ready. Okay. They had a couple of plays today where they were, beaten for big plays. Oh. Chase Claypool beat Sauce for a nice game. And then DJ Reed got beaten for the Bears touchdown. Beaten in coverage. So they have a tall task with Thielen and Jefferson, and I could see us being overmatched. I could see it. Minnesota's a tough team. They really are. It's a game I don't expect to win, and same thing with the Bills game. I mean, we could be in major trouble. But the fact is, what? They have to win at least one of the next two. They have to. You do not want to be 7-6 going into the Detroit game, into the middle of December, or else things are going to fade away fast. Now, the Patriots, on the other hand, have the Bills on Thursday night, which, could really soon have to root for the Buffalo Bills because, we need the Patriots out of our hair as much as possible. So we might have to have the Bills beat the Patriots, and it'll strengthen things up for the, get us closer to the playoffs in that sense. But, so it might be like, forget the division if it means just simply going for the playoffs on the wild card. Again, we're a strong wild card. We're a strong road team. It wouldn't bother me. Let's get to the dance. That's what I care about more. Just get to the dance, and anything can happen from there. So, if the Bills go out and beat the Patriots, hopefully they should. You know what? That just puts New England further down in the depths. And right now, again, the Jets are sitting in the 7th spot right now. And re-looking at it. So, looking at it right now, it's Kansas City number 1, Miami is 2. I believe Baltimore is still 3rd. Tennessee is 4. And then, who's ahead of us? Cincinnati is 5 or 6. And who's the other team? Buffalo is 5 or 6. Buffalo, Cincinnati, and the Jets, I believe, are the wild cards right now, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to relook at it. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to wrap it for right here. All right, I'm going to deuce for now. Jets, Jets. Big, nice win over Chicago today. It does not get any easier. Minnesota, here we come. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, the Viking defense. It's going to be a long, tough road. This upcoming week prepping for a strong team like the Vikings. They are to be had. Ask the Dallas Cowboys, who marched into Minnesota and beat the tar out of them. So, we shall see. Anyway, good night, everyone.